Good morning, beautiful souls. This is Healing Disclosures with Nicole. It's January 31st, 2023, and I am coming to you with one of the most divinely led messages I've ever had. And it's gonna help to explain and illustrate. We use the terms synchronicity, divine timing, divine ways a lot. But for some people, they don't really recognize what we're talking about. That's a newer concept to them. It's something that sometimes people are just throwing that around and it's lost in its meaning. But for us, it's significant. We see it play out in vital ways where messages are delivered in that exact realm, in that way. So this video is going to really take you through kind of the 24-hour period of a message coming through, like I call a download. Some of it was direct downloaded to me. Some of it went to ground crew members, and then they felt compelled, nudged, pushed to share information with me, and they didn't really understand why at the time. And so divinely, the pieces were coming to me quick and with some urgency. And so I hope that by the end of this video, it's a clearer picture of what we mean when we say the synchronicities of 5D life, new earth, ascension, divine timing and divine ways makes sense. Because when you're in communion with your higher self and source creator, and you're asking questions, it's not always in your highest and best good to know the answer to the question you're asking. The general guidelines are that you should not be invested in the answer that you're asking about, and that you should be in a neutral, head space, heart space, so that your energy is not inadvertently manipulating the answer that comes through a pendulum or whatever. Okay. But this example that I'm going to play out for you had really nothing to do with a pendulum or asking questions. This is a completely different scenario where the information just comes in, like I say, in a download. So night before last, I finished up watching the TV series. It's an older TV series, Merlin. There's a very significant person in my life who doesn't know yet, but they embody Merlin, the magician. And so I was curious because I didn't really know much of a story at all. And I've learned that there's a lot of truth that comes through television productions and movies, because the law of one, they have to tell you what they're doing. And so they tell you without telling you, because they're doing it in the realm of sci-fi and fantasy and movie and fiction and whatever. But there's a lot of truth that comes through the screen. So anyway, I had wrapped up watching Merlin. It was, I don't know, sometime after midnight when I laid my head on the pillow to go to sleep. And I had gone to sleep, or felt like I had gone to sleep, and I woke up with, it was this very loud voice telling me this, and the time was 1:30 in the morning. So about an hour after I'd gone to bed. And this is common. A lot of in my ground crew, a lot of people will come and say, I had only been asleep an hour or two and this huge vision came through, or I woke up with remembering this dream or whatever. And really and truly, as soon as you fall asleep and disconnect from your consciousness, our subconscious, we're gone. We're doing things. We're in different dimensions. Like that's just the way that it works. And so information can also come in at that time too, because your guard is not up, your filter is not in place. So I woke up with this thought, and it was I say a thought because I don't know how else to describe it, but these words were in my mind, and they were like on a megaphone. It was loud. Take your power back Fight to discover your truth, Earth's truth. Learn it, speak it, share it, because that knowledge sets us free. That's what I heard. So I grabbed my phone and I made a quick note of the time and everything, and what I had heard, because those memories, when you come out of a dream state or when you first wake up, they go away quickly. That's why it's recommended for you to keep something where you can keep the notes quickly, either pen and paper or put it in your notes in your phone or something like that. So I did that. So that was 1:30 in the morning. So when I woke up later, same day, I think it was around 6:30 or 7. At 4:22, a ground crew member, Kelly, had sent me the link to a YouTube video from someone that we follow. Her YouTube channel is Metatron is Speaking. Her name is Jen, and she's amazing. She's got great energy. She's a channeler, and Metatron is her gatekeeper. And so she channels a lot of different beings, but they're all basically with permission from Metatron to contact her. So this particular video, the message was, her channeled message was from Merlin about the crystal grid with dragon energy returning to help heal the divine feminine. And so I was like, because I didn't tell a soul that I was watching the Merlin series. I had been watching it for a couple of weeks before I wrapped it up, sporadically. But Kelly did know about the real life being, in my life that embodies Merlin's energy. So anyway, right after that video finished, another video that I had saved from the day before from Metatron is Speaking, from Jen, started to play. And that message was a channeled message from Goddess Freya and Angel Jeremiel. Now, I found out in that recording, and the links to her videos are going to be in the description box of this video. Please give us both a like, share, and subscribe. So I found out in that video, she received this message in December, but she was on Christmas vacation. It kind of wasn't a good time. And so, and then she wasn't familiar with Freya or Jeremiel. And so she had to do some research before she decided to share the message. So the message wasn't, it didn't come through to her in that moment, but it was still very valid. Also, another important point. So the alignment of just those three things, I noticed. Okay. And so the second video from Jen from Goddess Freya and Angel Jeremiel. So the channeling message from Freya, I'm not going to go into all of it, but there's a couple of things I want to mention. The first message that came through from Goddess Freya was to ignite the divine feminine energy. Put on your armor for spiritual battle to open your heart chakra, your throat chakra, and your third eye chakra. This all works to give the divine feminine power to speak their truth. Use dragon energy to pierce the silence of the matrix, because we have been mind controlled and brainwashed to be silent and conquered and to be subservient. We're at war. Choose freedom. Speak up, be real, be truth, be the truth, and be loud. Revert back to the message that woke me up at 1:30 in the morning before I ever even knew I had not watched this video yet. Take your power back. Fight to discover your truth, Earth's truth. Learn it, speak it, share it. Knowledge sets us free. You see how these things are synchronized? This is the definition of sacred geometry and divine ways and divine timing. All of this is coming in. If you go and you look at spiritual channelers, tarot card readers of the light, people that are doing this light worker mission like I am, you will see in the last couple of months, it's a common thread through our downloads, through our messages that we're receiving from the divine. So then her channeling switches from Goddess Freya to Angel Jeremiel. And the first thing she says is the veil is tearing. February 23rd, 2023, known as the Lightworker's Gateway, is releasing the divine feminine for everyone. So we are doing the prep work. We have been for a long time, but this is why it's a sense of urgency now. Because of this Lightworker Gateway that is ready to release the divine feminine power for everyone. Sorry, my throat's dry. So then she goes on to say, soon the blinding light that comes through the torn veil is going to do two things. For one group of people that are blind to the truth, they're going to continue to be blind and become fully blinded. Blinding light is going to fully blind them to any other form of information. The second thing that's going to happen is those with eyes to see and ears to hear, that blinding light is going to highlight steps to the path up to new earth for the ascended. So we will know in a highlighted reel, so to speak, that divergence I keep talking about, where the sheep are going to be going down the path away from us, and we are headed down the path of light. And that path is lit up, and that path gets brighter and brighter because our energy gets stronger and stronger, and we are in communion with one another. So she goes on to say that the dark ones will gather in the shadows. The light beings will do more of the work out in the open because we have won. We have won the battle. It will seem like a tug of war because there's still small battles to be had, but the battle is completely won by the light. Period. End of story. Exclamation mark. The light beings will take back our power, regain our sovereignty, and Christ consciousness governs our actions. Now that's what I've been saying for a while. Go back and look at my other videos. The key to ending the chaos, the key to opening the door to new earth, the key to manifesting the higher timeline is taking your power back, regaining or reestablishing your sovereignty, and moving forward with unapologetic, healthy boundaries to protect your energy. That is what we have to do. The days of being shunned for speaking the truth, the days of hiding because we speak the truth, but that's not accepted, those days are over. Every single person that watches my video, I ask that you please share my information out. Share it on whatever platform you're on, whether you have 12 followers or 12 million followers. Please share the information because it is our time to empower other beings of light who also feel they are kind of on an island and that we don't have strength in numbers. We have to get the message out so we see, oh yeah, we are winning. This is exactly where the truth is coming from. This is exactly what we're supposed to do with it when we find it. We're not supposed to take the truth and be like, oh, this is amazing, I'm going to hide it away. No, we share it because sharing the truth of the history, the truth the biblical truth, the truth of Source Creator, Mother Sophia, Maggie, Yahshua, all the things, is empowering. Okay, it may hurt a little, it stings some. I get it, I've been there. But the truth is what you can lean into. The truth will hold you up. The truth gives you power. The truth gives you strength. And it is what we are now called to do. Put on our armor, finish this battle, end the mind control, end the fake belief that we do not have a voice in this fight, because we absolutely do. And our voice is louder, our voice is brighter, our voice is powered by light. So what are we going to see is ultimately love, like I've said a bajillion times, the highest frequency emotion, feeling is love and gratitude. So as we, as a light worker population, as light beings, feel love, and we start to heal, and we start to feel like we can create again, and we are fully disconnected from the unloving, non-serving matrix attachments that just suck our life force out of us and give us nothing in return. We crave that soul, our soul inside of us craves the healthier life, right? So this is why people, when they're talking about ascending and they start, doing the work, and you're doing the shadow work, and every time you make a decision, learn a lesson, take another step down that path, you're leveling up and you're moving further and further and further into a higher frequency and that higher timeline and that positive dimension. People are saying, I don't really have much of an appetite, and I'm not hungry. I'm not going without. I'm just, drinking my water. I'm eating fruit. I'm having broth. I just feel really a sense of calm. I have this sense of peace. I have, all that chaos and anxiety and turmoil, whatever, that's gone. Like that, I don't even have that anymore. I don't even think of myself as a them and an us. We are, I think of all the light beings and the oneness and the unity consciousness and all of that. And so your soul is going to push you to those healthier choices. And I will tell you, I used to eat a mostly meat diet. I was, on the keto platform. And when all of this started for me a couple years ago, I thought I was going to just like dump meat and just be vegetarian, vegan, or whatever. That made me feel really, really bad to do things that way. So I had to go back and do it a little bit smoother transition. But what I learned to do was follow the cues. And that is to eat what my body craved. Always, always drink my water, and always, Reiki my food and things like that. But, I had gotten off sugar already. That wasn't a problem. Anyway, I followed the cues my body gave me. And over time, I now only have a couple of animal protein sources that I eat intermittently. And I feel great. I feel good. And I made that transition. I didn't do anything because someone else told me to do it. I did it because I listened to my body. If my body tells me I need to eat some meat today, not I listen, and I have it in the most, organic, non-processed way. I still Reiki the food, try to change that energy before ingesting it, and give thanks and gratitude for the blessing. That's just what I do. So people do say that. You see that all over. Like, I don't know why I just don't want what I used to want. I just don't crave what I used to crave. I crave new things. I crave different things. And I want that peace and I want that calm, and I have it inside. And so now I want to create it outside. And so that's when, the crazy makers in your life, you just like, I have no time for that. Like zero. No energy will go toward that. And you just let that fall away. And then you have a healthier inside, a more calm and peaceful inside, but you're also creating a space around you that is full of calm and peace. And so each and every choice that you make in that higher consciousness sends you further, to the right, further in that ascension path, where the sheeple are going to be falling to the wayside. And that's where they're supposed to be, because that's the choices that they make. Again, you can't, it's free will choice. You make your choices, and there are consequences to those choices. They make their choices, there are consequences to their choices. So on 2/23/23, with the tearing of the veil, what you're going to see is what I've been told. Many loved ones who have passed on will visit us more freely. They will feel that there is a readiness, a preparedness, and we have leveled up, so to speak, that they can come and visit us, whether it's in a dream state or in some other realm. They're going to feel like they can come through that torn veil, and we'll have more memories of the visits. So there's lots of times we have these memories, or we have these visits, but we don't have memories of the visits. So we're going to be allowed to have the memories of that. Some will see the energy spirits that they feel now. So I feel the connection to my soulmate who's passed on. And I feel when that connection has been blocked or severed in some way, and I can immediately reconnect it. But I don't see him. And so we may, those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, may see the spirits that have been positively affecting our lives and helping as a guide. So not just etherically, but in this realm. There's going to be increased psychic abilities, increased creativity, increased compassion, increased heart energy, and increased mystical sightings on Earth, not just in the sky. And just that one expectation, that really sums up Christ consciousness. Increased psychic abilities, creativity, compassion, kindness, heart energy, oneness, unity. It's really more evident that ascension state of being is being anchored now, and that is being anchored in Christ consciousness. And this will all lead to new solutions to old problems. So this is where our missions come into play for New Earth. So a lot of things are going to be taken care of by other powers and other alliances and whatnot. But our missions come through, and we have so we'll have the ability to correct a lot of the policies, procedures, laws, systems that need to be, the old way. And so that's what came through just from that second video from Metatrona speaking. And so I was processing all of that and taking notes and all that. And then I saw Laura Faye dropped a video. She's been doing them a little bit more sporadically because her mission and timeline is a little different too now. And so her video, her message was divine feminine and divine masculine with split earth timelines, reiterating basically the same message of sovereignty, healthy boundaries, taking your power back, stop allowing third parties. So, you have a divine feminine and a divine masculine, and they're doing their work, they're doing their shadow work, they're following their soul cues, and they are magnetically drawn to one another. But what other entities are being allowed to influence them? Is it a family member? Is it a job? Is it the matrix in general? Is it the news? Is it the government? What is it? Because those other entities are not in their highest and best good. And now is the time to say, I know what's best for me. I act in what's best for my soul. My soul intention is good. I don't need that influence. I don't want that influence. I can find my own truth from my gnosis, my inner knowing, my communion with source creator. I have my own guidance. I feel it in my soul. I don't need this other stuff. So now's the time to cut those attachments to those exterior influences that have done you no good. They are only working in their own best interest, and it's not going to change. It's only going to, that struggle, if you allow that person, that entity, that whatever, to continue to have influence over you, there's going to continue to be chaos. There's going to continue to be an incongruence in your energy, because you have to make a choice. You do have choices. You don't have to be on this path. But this is not the path you chose and you contracted to before you incarnated. And if you're in a twin flame soulmate union, these soul contracts and these soul unions have occurred lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. It has been what these souls do in every carnation, is that they find each other. They recover their connection to their soul. They recognize the mission, they recognize the messages, they're getting the downloads, and they act upon it. And as they do, they become stronger and stronger and stronger magnets toward each other. And as they work through their traumas and their shadows and all the things, and they become more and more healed souls, their light gets brighter, and they find each other in each and every incarnation, each and every time. That's the way it works. So we've been hearing, light versus dark, good versus evil. This is a biblical war. And I cannot stress that enough. So right now, as you look around your community, your state, your country, I'm sure that you will see things that are in your face, good versus evil. It's not political. It's been, it's not the education system by itself. It's not healthcare by itself. The manipulation and mind control and falsities have been woven through the fabric of every agency, every company, every organization, religion. Oh my gosh. So it seems to be everywhere, right? And people, that's part of the enormity of it. People are like, well, how can this be everywhere? Well, I send you to a couple of things. Just look to see who are members of the World Economic Forum, and look at their goals, look at their mission statement. Look at the timeline of the creation of the United Nations. The United Nations mission says it is to end global war, something like that. They've had their hand in every global conflict and not made anything better since their inception. And you can say the same thing about most of these agencies. Look at the World Health Organization. Look at the actual research being done. Why are they intentionally making deadly viruses deadlier? Why are they intentionally making viruses more commutable and more spreadable? Why would there even be a need for that besides nefarious? There is nothing good going to come from that. So it's time for the light workers, the beings of light, the ones that have contracted to come to this earth and wake up everyone, to stop. It's not time for us to be in the shadows anymore. Okay, there was a time where we were persecuted, where we were told that we were crazy and we were wrong. But the truth always, always, always comes out. The truth is coming out so rapidly now that it's hard to keep up. Every single day, so much truth comes out. And there's always going to be people around you that miss it, but it's not for them. Don't worry about that. And I mean that in the most sincere way. Like, the key to saving us as a population is that every single person realizes our own sovereignty, our own power, and stop giving it away. It is not for someone else to decide for me what is best for me. There's been enough of that in this lifetime. It's not happening again. It's not happening again. I have my sovereignty. I have taken my power back. Even on the smallest of decisions, the decision is mine. Period. Whether something positive comes of that or not, the decision is solely mine. And that is freeing. That is a peace and a calm that I can't exactly explain. You have to experience it, but I highly recommend it. Now, I know it looks really, really ugly, and it may get uglier before we see the beautiful result of all of our hard work. But that doesn't mean you sit idly by, twiddling your thumbs, hoping for the best. Because I don't believe in hopium. I believe in doing. I believe in manifesting. So for me, I live in the reality that Source Creator and Mother Sophia have guided me to be exactly where I am, exactly where I need to be, exactly when I need to be there. I am well protected. I am well taken care of. I don't have any needs that have not been met. Even when I have my doubts, my faith completely overrides it. You have to take that brainwashed, manipulated matrix mind out of it, because it really does not play a factor in this. These are things that are divinely woven into our creation. And all we have to do is recognize it. So I started this video out illustrating how messages come through, and people in your frequency, people in your soul family are going to share information with you as it comes through to them. They may not know what it means, but because we share it amongst ourselves, collectively, we put that message together. And that is the message. Stop being quiet. You are not wrong. You deliver the truth. If everybody out there delivering lies with the megaphone feels empowered to deliver lies with a megaphone, can't you feel empowered to deliver the truth with your own voice? This throat chakra needs to be opened. You need to detox and decalcify your pineal gland, your third eye. Find your voice and use it. This is what we're being called to do. The angels want us to do this. We are divinely led as light beings to spread the truth we have all found. Because my truth is not any different from the truth. I don't have a version of truth. Okay. I don't have like, okay, well, on this day, this was true, but then some other stuff came out and now it's not true anymore. That doesn't exist. Truth is truth. Spread it, share it. Regain your sovereignty because of it. You see, truth can be ugly and it can be a little painful. It can feel like a gut punch. But at the end of the day, it doesn't waver. It's exactly the same as it was at nighttime when you lay your head on the pillow, as it was in the morning when you woke up. The truth is the truth. It needs to be spread. We need to understand as a human population that our lives together in unity consciousness, in Christ consciousness, is what saves the world for those that are meant to be there. Our anchoring Christ consciousness on this planet is the second coming of Christ, period. We embody that. That's why we were given those fractals in our soul to remember. That's why we all have it inside of us. We are our own saviors. And if you don't believe that, you have a lot of work to do. But you have a soul that is divinely protected. It has the light of divinity. And your soul knows the truth. If this makes no sense to you, you may not have a soul. People that don't have souls don't tend to watch me. My frequency is very uncomfortable for those folks. And they turn me off. Like they turn the video off. So I don't expect this to be going to someone who falls into that category. But if you've been thinking it, and these messages keep coming to you, and you keep thinking, I'm talking to myself, you're not talking to yourself. That's your higher self talking to you. It's time to wake up. It's time to realize you have power. You are not helpless. You do not need to have anyone come in and save you. You do not need to have someone come and give you everything and tell you to be thankful for it. No, you have power within your own being right now, today, in this very moment, in this now moment. And not only that, you deserve it. We were not put here to be slaves for our entire life. Okay? We are here to elevate humanity, unity consciousness, Christ consciousness. We treat others with kindness and compassion and love and empathy. We learn together as a people. We respect all of God's creations, everything with a soul, everything that's sentient, everything gets treated with respect. I don't see a downside to that. I don't see a downside to that. That is the path. It is lit up, not by me, but Source Creator. You get clues all the time. You just have to know to recognize them. Don't talk yourself out of the magic. It happens all the time. And no, I cannot make this up. My brain cannot make this up. The truth is so much better than any of the bullshit that they've been teaching us and telling us that's their reality. That's not reality. And that's not reality for me. And it's not really reality for you either if you listen and recognize and tune in to yourself. We have the ability to do it. You just have to have the faith that you can do it. And I support you 100%. There are plenty of good light beings out there using their voice for the greater good, to be a catalyst, to be that voice when no one else hears it. They can turn on a video and say, you know what? They're right. They're right. I gave my power back a long time ago. And what has it got me? It's time for me to take responsibility for my own life, my own trajectory, my own path, and walk the walk. So I leave you today with a couple of things. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. I have a YouTube channel and I have a Rumble channel because a lot of the content when I first started, I couldn't really put on YouTube. So a lot of the more juicy content is on Rumble. So please like, share, and subscribe to those. Send them to your friends. Send them to whoever. Send them out. Share it on your platforms. Get the message out. This is what came through from these angel messages and from these other truthers, from Jen and Metatron speaking, from Laura Faye. Stop being bullied by these people that actually have no power over you. If you feel that it is truth, if you feel this is the actual truth that needs to get out to the people, share it. I'm going to put the links to Metatron speaking in my description box. Laura Faye has a huge following, but I'm going to put her link in there as well. And yeah, you guys can find me on Telegram. The easiest way to contact me. Ask questions. I'm always up for that. And I look forward to talking to you next time. You guys continue to find your power, take it back, establish your sovereignty, and live the light that you were given. Have a great day.